Hey guys, this is Boston Chris, and thank you for checking out this episode of the ETX Rock Show featuring Mista Roe. This is Boston Chris with another great episode of the ETX Rock Show.
Louise here.
Descript.
Featuring all genres and styles of entertainment.
And coming to the ETX Rock.
Let's hear it from Louise, please.
From the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond.
Out of the box with ETX Rock.
It's awesome.
We keep them coming.
$5, that's pocket change.
Well, hey, y'all, this is Haley McDaniel. Are y'all ready for this?
ETX Rock Show is the greatest show of all time, okay?
We are ETX Rocks.
The ETX Rock Show is the best show of all time, say? The other shows, you're good, you're real good. But as long as we're around, you'll be second best, say?
Cut.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Emily Cole. Thank you for tuning in to the ETX Rocks show.
From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX Rock Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX Rock Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. As always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And thank you, as always, for watching. Thanks for checking out this 199th episode of the show. We have a very, very special guest this week. Now, recently on a chance meeting, Louise and I happened to come across an amazing recording artist from the city of Shreveport. Now, his nickname is the RnB King of Shreveport. He has fans all over the world, and he recently performed in New Mexico on the Ladies Night Out tour with nationally known recording artists H-Town, 112, Jon B Hi-Five. His latest project has made huge buzz with its online debut, landing at number 55 in the RnB Top 100 iTunes chart. He is also part of the amazing cast for a brand new television series on the AMC/UMC network called The Fifth Ward. Guys, we're very excited to introduce everyone out there to Mista Roe. All right, so first time on the ETX Rock Show. Mista Roe, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here.
It was really cool to meet you, and I have to introduce you guys to my very, very special co-host this week. First time co-hosting on the ETX Rock Show. You guys might know him from a little bit earlier in season 2. He was a guest on the show. We have Andre Thompson, a.k.a. Exalt, the Christian rapper. One of my best friends on the planet. It's really been great getting to know Andre and his message and all of that, and really super excited to have him to ask some questions with Mista Roe and add his insight from an artistic standpoint. So thanks for coming aboard, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Always excited to be on the ETX Rock Show, man.
Absolutely. It's always great having you. So Mista Roe is living and breathing in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's your hometown.
It is.
And, man, what a freak thing, us meeting.
You know, man, nothing happens by chance or circumstance.
I agree.
I think that was, it was definitely part of our divine will, our divine purpose to kind of cross paths at that point. And, I'm happy that, that the introduction took place, man, and even happy to, to be here today.
Yeah. So I got to tell people about the circumstances. My family and I, we're very passionate about music and about this show and bringing you guys the best we can find. But every so often we'll have what we call family days, and sometimes we make it optional for the kids, but most of the time we say, hey, you're going whether you like it or not, because it's time to get away from the devices and outside the house. And that was a mandatory family day, so all of our kids were with us that day, and we happened to decide to go to the Riverwalk in Shreveport and hang out as a family and walk and exercise and window shop because we're poor. And so that's why we need y'all to donate. Yeah. But anyway, so we decided to take a break and have lunch, and we had parked in the parking garage there, and we're literally sitting in the back of our van eating lunch, and Mista Roe and his wife walked by and wearing the same shirt, and it was a Mista Roe Music shirt.
Mista Roe Music.
And I was like, okay, I have to ask about these shirts, because all I could see was music. So that's how it happened. Like, you guys just walked by while we happened to be there having lunch, and I was like, all right, this says music on your shirt. Who are you? And that's how all of this started. So you talk about divine. It definitely felt that way.
Most definitely.
And I have a lot of respect for you, Mr. Roe, because you're a hustler, man.
Thank you, man.
You're getting after it and you're making it happen, not just for yourself, but for your city. You give a lot of credit to your hometown and trying to put Shreveport on the map. Now, Mr. Roe, we're actually going to play 2 of his videos on this episode, so we hope you guys will check those out. But tell us a little bit about the first one.
Oh man, the first video that we're gonna get into is called "Bees and Birds."
Okay.
And it's the first single that that I released from the album entitled "RnB King of Shreveport." Bees and Birds really has a lot to do with the situation, with everything that's going on now, the success that we're currently having. It's one of the main things that led to my first TV role, which helped to land the Fifth Water TV series. But it's really just a video that's all about being in love, and they always say, that nobody really wants it until you got somebody.
Yeah.
And then they start coming out the woodworks, So this was all about being in love with that special someone, but paying a reference to or paying acknowledgement to those distractions that you experience when you find that one that you really love and care about. You know what I mean?
And they're always there.
Yeah, they're always there.
Always
there.
show up.
Yeah.
So you guys check this out. This is Bees and Birds by Mr. Roe.
Greetings, ladies. You all know why you're here today. Do your best and good luck.
Now I could try to fight this feeling, like I didn't wait a long time for this day. So many things I wanna say to you, but I can't let my words get in the way. Cause a closed mouth don't get fed, and we can't win if I don't try. And I'll admit it that I just might beg, cause if we don't jump then we can't fly. I think you deserve the best, girl, so that's what I wanna give to you. Forever seems like a long time, but I think you would make that easy. I could write a million love songs, but I could never find the words. This is my silly little love song about the bees and the birds. They don't know nothing, they don't know nothing, they don't know nothing about us. But we gon' show them something, we gon' show them something, we gon' show them something about my silly little love song. Guess I gone and mark it off my wish list. Feel so high, got me lifted. I'm about to put my pride on the side, cause I feel I got a lot on the line. Now they can stop that frontin' on me, baby, like I ain't the best you've ever had. And I know them other dudes ain't got nothing on me, baby, and I ain't gon' be trippin' on your past. I think you deserve the best, girl, so that's what I wanna give to you. Whatever seems like a long time, but I think you would make that easy. I could write a million love songs, but I could never find the words. This is my silly little love song about the bees and the birds. They don't know nothing, they don't know nothing, they don't know nothing about us. But we gon' show them something, we gon' show them something, we gon' show them something about my silly little love song. Yeah, that's right. It's exactly what you thought it wasn't. I'm down on one knee, ring in my hand. I don't wanna spend another day without you. I was just wondering if you make me the happiest man on earth. Will you marry me? We gon' show them something, cause they ain't never seen it like this before. And they won't again after us. No, I could write a million love songs, but I could never find the words, and never find
All right, so we are back, guys. That was Bees and Birds by Mista Roe. So, guys, we will be right back with more from Mista Roe and Exalt right after this message.
Hi, I'm Frankie Lee. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX Rock Show.
All right, guys, so we are back with the one and only RnB King of Shreveport, Mista Roe. And again, you guys can check him out at Mista Roe Music, and we'll tell you all of his social media and all the platforms you can follow him later on in this episode. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. My first question is RnB King of Shreveport.
Yeah.
So is that self-proclaimed, or did
No, it's
somebody
not.
else put that on you?
Believe it or not, it's not. It was something that I was honestly afraid of at first.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's a huge responsibility.
Right.
And I didn't want to wear that on my back or on my shoulders. I didn't have there's just so much controversy, and controversy sells, they say, but sometimes controversy is not the thing that you want to get into when you're not ready for the consequences that come
That's
along
exactly
with it.
right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was really careful, that I didn't step on anybody's toes. I didn't want to burn any bridges, because I know that this is a relationship business.
Yeah.
Business is relationships business.
Right.
And I didn't want to rub anybody the wrong way. But so many people kept calling me that. They were from different walks in life, different paths or points in my life. And I said, wow, wait a second. They didn't even know about the previous person that said it.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't know about the person that said it before them. Okay, I guess this is what I'm appointed to do. They're appointing me. The people have chosen. So now I have to embrace it and run with it.
Yeah, at some point you do have to own it.
Yeah.
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 That's right.
That's how they came about, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
So tell us, man. First of all, what's up, man?
What's up?
Glad to meet you, man.
Yeah, man. Pleasure.
Glad to see you on the ETX Rock Show,
Yeah,
man.
good to be here,
Biggest thing in East Texas.
Right on.
Let me ask you a question, man. So, tell me something about Mista Roe, the artist, versus Mista Roe, the average guy. Who do you think is the most impressive? Who would you say is the most impressive out of those two?
Oh, man. I'd honestly say that I'm gonna be honest. I think that the most impressive guy is Mista Roe. And the reason I say that is because it's all about perception. People's perception is what their reality is.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the limelight, when the lights are on, when the camera's recording, when the audio player is going, the audio recorder is going, people don't really know, or they forget about sometimes, that you still face real life, everyday life.
Right.
But unfortunately, us as entertainers, we don't have the opportunity to really be that realist sometimes that we really are. Because we're expected to be superhumans.
Right.
So I think in a sense, because of the fact that you have to always consider that if factor or what if factor, which is their perception,
Mm-hmm.
I think that Mista Roe is the more impressive guy.
Yeah, and perception is really what rules the world.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but as people with a public persona, and I'm assuming by your answer there that, your everyday persona, the person you really are, is completely different than who you are under the lights.
I like to say
it's
so.
funny because all three of us have our stage names. It's Exalt, it's Mista Roe, it's Boston Chris, but we all have our human first and last name that's different than that. And I know from my own personal perspective, I'm completely different when the lights are on as opposed to when I'm dad or when
Right.
I'm husband or son or whatever that is. But there's a lot of pressure in that because you talk about public perception. Everything you do is magnified. So if you make a mistake, everybody knows about it, and you have to own it, even more times over than you would if you were just a dad.
That's real talk.
Yeah. So I completely understand where you're coming from there. So as far as your music is concerned, growing up, I'm assuming you grew up in Shreveport?
Oh yeah.
So what was the process like for you as a youngster, and then all of a sudden, you wake up one day and decide, I'm going to follow this dream called music?
It's had a really interesting path, as an adolescent. I grew up in, Queensboro. It's the name of the community I grew up in. And it's, considered, from Shreveport natives, one of the roughest neighborhoods, to come up in,
Right.
And it's one of the toughest things sometimes when you're in a certain environment. It's really easy to become a product in your environment and to not go with or to go against what is considered the status quo, And so I had a very interesting childhood. You know, Mama always did the best she could. Pops always did the best that he could. You know, but I still had that thing called a choice and my own decision. And a lot of times, you know, I chose to run with the crowd that I probably shouldn't have been running with. You know what I mean? And so it was rough, man. It was rough. But I realized, you know, throughout the course of that, you know, that wasn't who I was. You know, I come from a very musically inclined family. You know, was blessed with that gift on both sides. You know, and there was always that love, a burning desire in me to pursue the music. You know, I came up watching my grandmother in the choir. You know, for years she would bust down the center aisle, and, you know, in the church. I mean, the doors is like, I swear it's like something out of a movie or something, man. The door busts open, and she come down and swaying left to right, you know, singing hymns, you know, and the whole church knew and respected our family just because of what my grandmother was to the church, who she was to the church, you know. And, you know, my mom, you know, still sings like a bird to this day, you know. My uncle Chip, my mom's brother, he had a gospel quartet in the group that he was with.
Wow.
And I remember traveling around with him. You know, they were based out of Alexandria. I would travel, you know, through Alexandria, Winfield, Opelousas, you know, different parts where they would go and perform and whatnot, down at the Levy and whatnot. And I remember my uncle, you know, the group was TJ and Trinity, the name of the group. And he'd say, nephew, man, run in there and, you know, grab the mic cable or hey, pick up that snare drum. You know, go get the stool. Hey, we need an extra pair of sticks. Hey, help us load this back up. So I was the guy, you know, the little young cat.
You were the groupie.
Yeah, man. You know, I was the groupie. I was the guinea pig. You know, all of that. You know,
gopher.
But I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I loved it. You know, just being around it, just seeing him rock the stage when he would rock it. You know, nothing. It was no other place that I would rather be.
Right.
Unless it was somewhere else that was dealing with music. You know, and
so do you feel like music was kind of your internal escape from?
It was my escape
from the reality that's behind.
It was always my sacred place.
Yeah.
You know, it was always my sacred place. I could always turn to the music. My music or the music would never let me down. You know.
Very cool.
And you know, so I remember seeing my uncle. I said, man, I want to be like my uncle. You know, I could do that. But I want to do it bigger than what my uncle doing it. And I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And so now he like. Nephew, yeah, nephew.
You want me to wrap up some mic chords?
Yeah, man, yeah, man. Whatever you need me to do, I'm there, baby. You know, so yeah. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
So when did you decide when did Mista Roe come out? When did you decide that you didn't want to be that person that was basically the grunt, you know? Picking up chords and doing those type of things. You just wanted to be your own self. You just wanted to come into who you are today.
I'm gonna tell you what it took for me to really discover Mista Roe. It took heartbreak. You know, it took life. It took living. You know, because to me, the best music is made when it comes from a real place. You know, my music comes from a very real place, and I'm able to, you know. Sometimes, you know, it's better to open up a certain book or a certain chapter of yourself because if people feel like they can register with you, they can gravitate to you a little bit more. They feel like they're not the only one going through what they're going through and they have a voice for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. So when I realized that on the surface I was no different or beneath the surface I was no different than everyone else, but I had a platform that I could display it on to real people and even more. Right. I said, wait a minute, I got something with this, you know? And I was a part of a group. You know, we formed a group. It was called 214 Rush. 214 Rush. This is shortly after I relocated to DFW, to Dallas-Fort Worth. And we had a group that was put together, man, and man, these guys, man, and they still my brothers to this day. But like most groups in the business work out a lot of times, unfortunately, they end up separating, going their own ways because there's so many different agendas and egos and all the things in one pot, you know? And, man, so those cats, you know, felt like they wanted to split it up. They didn't want to do the group thing no more. And that was the biggest heartbreak I'd ever experienced at that point in my life. Greater than the passing of a loved one, greater than the losing of a woman or a female interest that I cared about, because the one thing that would never let me down prior to this point is the one thing that's hurting me right now.
Yeah.
You know, we had a group, 5 of us. We had a 5-part harmony. You know, P. Diddy was interested in the group. You know, we were being managed by one of the original members of the group, Hi-Five, Roger Pooh Clark.
Man.
We had gone to an event for Missy Elliott. We killed that. We had her interest. We were killing all the talent shows we were showing up at. We had recorded 10 songs, man. And I wrote, majority of the project that we recorded. And after we get all these records on wax, now y'all want to split up?
Right. That's
So what I'm gonna do
heartbreaking.
now? Yeah, man. That was
Sometimes success can scare people away.
It scares people away sometimes, and I've
It's
learned
that commitment to it.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like, man, this is going to be more work than I'm willing to put in.
Facts.
Right.
Like this was fun when I only had to show up at 6 o'clock on a Friday.
Facts.
But now if I've got to be in, D.C. on Thursday and New York on Friday, man, I don't think this is what I want to do.
Oh yeah, man.
It's like people aren't ready for success a lot of times.
Not ready for hard work.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Hard work.
Hard work.
And
That's
consistent hard work.
Yep.
That's right.
Is what actually gets the job done,
Exactly.
And eventually, so when the group split up, man, I was under the impression that I was done with music for good. I was under the impression I put the mic down.
And you should know now, I'm sure you do, that's never how it works.
It's never how it works. Never how it works, man. Especially when you're blessed with a gift, and you realize where that gift comes from.
Yep.
The good Lord, man, wouldn't let me put that gift down.
That's always how it works.
He used other people and other situations as instruments to bring it back to what was a part of my divine will, And
exactly.
That's awesome, man.
yeah, man. So that's what it was, man. That's what it was, and it was it. I actually got the name originally from one of my group members, my brother Mike. He was one say, "Hey, man, Mr. Roe. How we gonna call you Mr. Roe?" Which is a part of my name. The Roe, the R-O is the first part of my first name.
Right.
The E is the first initial of my last name.
Okay.
And the Mr. is a salutation of respect, but it's M-I-S-T-A to make it more urban, like I said, M-R period.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I later on developed an additional meaning for Mr. Roe, an acronym.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you're an R&B artist. You're R&B soul,
Right.
kind of in that lane.
Right.
What is now we're in the southern United States,
Right on.
okay, and country music and southern rock and all that kind of rules the lay of the land down here. Now, someone who's not originally from the South, that's kind of how I see things. Now, where I'm from an urban area, Boston, Massachusetts, and I've been pretty, exposed to R&B and soul and hip hop and rap many years ago, and I'm still a fan. But the question is, as an R&B/soul artist, how hard is it for you here in the South to become successful in those genres?
I think I never really focused on that. And I think it's been the most contributing factor to my success.
Mm-hmm.
I never focused on how hard it is. Living life is hard.
Yep.
Living life is hard. And the only difference between life and music is just the career path that I've chosen while I'm still living. We're all born to die.
Yeah.
So I decided that I'm just going to live my way out of here.
Yep.
So I never focus on how hard it is. I've never done that. I never believed in that. I've never believed in anybody showing me anything easy. I just always say, just show me possible.
Mm-hmm.
If it's possible, the rest is up to
The way I always put it is focus on the open doors.
Yeah.
I think too many people in off genres, and anything not country is an off genre here, especially in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in Shreveport, but here in Texas, anything that's not country is off genre. It's
I agree.
so tough.
I agree.
And a lot of times when you're in an off genre, you're focusing on the places where there are no doors. Never mind closed doors.
Right.
But just no door at all. Instead of seeing that open door, and even if there's only one, slam your way through that open door and make it happen.
That's it, man.
But too many people are focused on walls instead of that one door.
A closed door is a closed door,
Mm-hmm.
but an open door is an opportunity to gain
That's
leverage.
It's just about focus on the positive.
That's right.
Don't focus on all the people that are saying no or can't or don't or won't or whatever. All that negativity. Just if you believe in your drive and your music enough, then the open doors should be enough.
That's right.
To me, anyway.
I agree, man.
That's right.
I agree.
So I can agree with you, man, on that. The whole thing about the passion that you have that keeps you driving, man. I can see the passion in you. I can see the passion when I watch your videos. One of my favorite videos is Tension, man. I don't know how long
Thank
ago
you,
you
man.
did that, man, but man, I love the track. I love the video, man. It's just, it's just an incredible. That whole project is an incredible project.
Thank you.
Got a question for you. Let's. What if someone gave you all the money that you needed to be extremely wealthy, take care of your family? I don't know if you have kids. Take care of your family and your kids, versus, and you had an option, versus your music reaching the world. Which one of those would you choose?
I'll be honest with you. And a lot of people won't understand this answer. I would take the chance on my music reaching the world because my family is my family. They know, they understand at this point, they understand where I am, and they believe just as much as I believe that the music is what's going to take us out of here. The money will come.
That's right.
The money will come.
That's right.
But if it's a passion, and if it comes, and it's really a real passion that comes from a real place, and you have your faith in line, the money is gonna come.
That's right.
But you cannot, and shall not abort the mission.
Right. That's right. Amen.
The mission is for the music to reach the masses.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
I like that answer, man.
Yeah, I do too, and I think it's cool that family. If they see your passion and what you're motivated to do, and the money doesn't matter to them either. So, personally, my family, especially my kids, they may not always agree with this show, because I put a lot of time and passion into this show. It doesn't mean they're neglected or anything like that. It's just they know that this is my go-to a lot of times, trying to make this successful. But on the other hand, they also love the fact that this is, bringing awareness to artists and things like that.
Right
so a lot of times, your family can be your biggest supporters, regardless if it's milking money or not. Sometimes you don't have, no, it's not even sometimes, it's all the time. You don't need money in your wallet to be successful in what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion, but I feel successful with this show, even though I don't make much at all doing this show, just because I have Mista Roe sitting on my couch in my living room today. So I think that's pretty damn cool.
Thank you.
I think that's successful. I think just having people come from all over the country to come talk to us, whether we're making $50,000 a year or $50 a year, that to me is successful. And I mean, you're a successful artist, whether you're making money or not. Exalt is a successful artist, and you all both already know that. You don't need me to tell you that.
It means a lot to hear, man.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so we're sitting here talking with Mista Roe from Mista Roe Music, and he is a musician. He's an R&B artist out of Shreveport, but that's not all he does. This guy is also a phenomenal actor, and I want to get into that right now, because I think when you told me that you were fixing to be in an AMC show when we met, I was like, dude, this guy's just like, no.
Yeah, blowing smoke.
Yeah, this guy's blowing smoke, Like, he probably means like, TMZ or some other channel we ain't never heard of, like Pop TV or something. But no, this is real, man.
Yeah,
you're in a show called The Fifth Ward, which is about, obviously, the neighborhood in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
So has this already started?
As a matter of fact, it goes into picture lock, from what I'm hearing from the crew. Goes into picture lock the first week of November.
Okay.
So that's when everything is officially closed for any future edits or anything. No other music is being accepted to go into it at that point or anything. And from what I've been told as of late, it goes into picture lock the first week of November. It will definitely be airing in November.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so when we find out from Mista Roe when that is airing, we will definitely share that across all of our platforms and stuff like that. So y'all out there can check that out. But tell us a little bit about this show.
Man, it's just been an amazing experience. It definitely talks a lot about, just things that go on in the inner community. But the director, Greg Carter, man, he's amazing. He's been a part of some great projects in the past. He's a part of the Houston, Texas Film Hall of Fame. Just, wow, man, they chose to focus on the historical community of the Fifth Ward in Houston. And just the cast, man, just to be a part of something this of this magnitude, it's just it's electric.
Yeah.
You know, it's electric. You know, from if you'd have asked me 6 months ago, there's no way you could have paid me to say that I was going to be a part of a TV series on a major network with a major cast.
Yeah.
There's no way that you could have
And
paid
the
me.
show has a great message too.
It does, man. It really does. It really does. You know, and just an all-star cast came together, and we're making it stick. All of this came from the Bees and Birds video.
Wow.
You know, they placed a call, you know, to my people. You know, shout out to Charlie Mack. You know, it's my mechanical licensing guy. He takes care of, you know, being sure that we, you know, we get placements with the music for different things. We pitch for placements, you know, for publishing deals, songwriting deals, you know, placement for video games for other big brands, whether Nike, Apple, whoever. You know, so we've got some things kind of boiling in the pot right now. You know, I'm excited about. But yeah, this series has been amazing. We shot it in Houston, Texas, of course. You know, and we kind of had some days where things got shifted around. We were affected at the latter end because of Hurricane Harvey. Mm-hmm. Had to shift some things around because of that. But it was really dope, man, and it feels very real. It feels real.
I can't wait to see it.
It feels real. Yeah. You know,
I'm really stoked about it because AMC puts a lot of eyeballs on some really cool content, relevant content. It's not just cookie cutter, you know, stuff. I mean, their shows on AMC are ridiculously well written.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this show because this is something that you don't see on TV anymore. This realness that's not a reality show.
That's right.
You know, it's scripted and all that, but it's real. I mean, you feel like you're part of the show.
From what I've been told, it is something that they're expecting to compete with an Empire of Power.
Yes.
From what I've been told. Yeah, and I just thought that was just the greatest compliment. You know, and then shucks, man. I mean, I saw it on Wikipedia, and then it was like, hey, cast, you know. Core Kendricks, Maya, Garrett Sturgis, Carlin Payne, Mista Roe. I was like, wow. I'm on Wikipedia now. Hey, okay, that's cool. You know,
that's usually that's when you know you made it.
You know,
when you're on Wikipedia, and you know everything on Wikipedia is true.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah,
facts.
You know, Wikipedia and Facebook. That's where I get my factual knowledge, and CNN.
Yeah. CNN will never lie.
Yeah.
CNN never lie.
So as I said, we're sitting here with Mista Roe. I said earlier in the interview that this guy is a hustler. He's working hard. He's passionate. He's chasing the dream, and he has multiple dreams, as you can tell. And I'm here to tell you that work ethic and hard work is what makes things happen nowadays in any industry. That and the good Lord above.
Real talk.
And this guy right here is chasing all of that, and it's happening for him on multiple spearheads. So, Andre, you have anything?
Man, I got one. What about, this is what blows my mind right here. Okay, you from Shreveport, right?
Yeah.
All right. So how did it make you feel to be on the same stage, to share the same stage as 112, Jon B and Hi-Five? How did that make you feel? You know, for one, and then how do you stay humble after coming off the stage with that caliber type of artist?
Eminem said it best. Eminem said, "You better lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. You better never let it go.
That's right.
You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Because opportunity comes once in a lifetime."
There's no music being played, so don't copyright hit there.
Yeah. You know, and I shouted out Eminem.
That's right.
You know, but that's how I felt. That kept playing in my head, replaying. And I'm gonna tell you, man, when you walk into an arena after you're used to performing in a hole in the wall, it's surreal, man. It's surreal. It's emotional. You know?
Yep.
And you walk backstage and you got your crew with you and everybody at the arena's like, oh my God, that's Mista Roe. And they say, Mista Roe, your dress room is back here. and you walk backstage, and there's a dressing room with your name on
Spelled correctly.
it, spelled correctly, right next to 112's dressing room.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And 112 dapping you up. What's up, homie? Do your thing. Jon B dapping you up. Hey, what's up, fam? Let's snap it up. Let's get this pick in. You know, H-Town. Those are my brothers. Like, I've been tight with H-Town for years, man. It's my brothers, you know. And Hi-Five, you know. And when I walked out there, and he said, Mr. Roe, and the ladies are going crazy. It's like a roar in there. And they're going crazy when they said my name. There's so many things going on at once, you don't really know what to think.
Right.
But all you know is, man, even though this moment doesn't feel real, I'm here, and I have to make the best of this moment, or there won't be any more moments.
Right. That's right.
Because if you give into that pressure, forget it. There won't be another one.
My family, my colleagues, my city have been awaiting that moment for years.
Yeah.
Couldn't let them down. And one thing my uncle said that stuck with me, I'll never forget, and I've said this before. He said, because you asked, how do you stay humble after that? Number one, you always check yourself, because you should never feel like you're larger than the situation or anybody around you. People always say, don't forget about the little people, and I say, there's no such thing. That's always my response, there's no such thing. I don't believe in anything such as the little people.
Right.
Right.
Because it's people, everyday people that live and breathe God's air the way that I breathe it, that are responsible for me sitting on this couch right now.
Right.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
But my uncle said, never forget, he said, the moment a man admits that he's humble, he's no longer humble.
Yep.
He's no longer humble.
That's right. It's not a phrase you should ever say, I am humble.
You let the people say it for
That's
you.
right.
Right.
That's a declaration that should always come from outside yourself. Otherwise, it's not true.
Even scripture says you should never bear your own witness.
Right.
Let everyone else speak for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I was checking out your YouTube videos, man, and you did 2 cover tracks, man, and these cover tracks were from completely different artists. I mean, you had one of them from John Legend to Case, and then when I listened to the one where you did from Case, I think it was like I'm Missing You or something like that. And I was like, man, he's like, you sound just like Case, man. And then I listened to John Legend, and then you sound just like John Legend. So, I mean, is there any genre that you can't hit, mimic, that you can't capture? Is there an artist that you don't feel that you can get close to, vocally wise?
You know, I never really, I don't know, man. You know, and the reason I say that is because I just do what feels good. You
Right.
know, what feels organic. You know, and if it's a record that I'm feeling, I hear it, I like it. Man, I don't care. I don't care if it's R&B. I don't care if it's rock, if it's bluegrass, if it's country. I don't care. Good music cannot be denied. Right. You know, and at the point that I cover a record, it was something about that record that was special to me. You know, and so yeah, you know, that's just where I was at the point that I did that. I'll tell you something funny about that though. I heard that I probably shouldn't be saying this right now. I heard that Case heard it. The Case heard the. Oh well, I'm gonna say it. I heard the Case heard the cover song, and because I'm really close with a really close friend of his, and I heard that he heard it. He was like, man, you know, they sent him the link to it to check it out. You know,
Lord.
And he was like, what the hell is this? Don't send me in no video, no cat trying to out-sing me, you know. And And you know, from what I heard in a response to something along the lines of, oh, whatever, you just mad because he sang it better than you. You know? He was like, what? And they was like, yeah, you know he did. He sang better than you. He's better than you. You know? And I was like, oh, man, like, I don't want no parts of that. Cajun, bro. And they come from me, bro, you know?
Right.
Next thing you know, you're being served a subpoena.
You know, but if anything, it was really paying homage
Right.
to who I consider to be a great artist that had a great record that I feel like is timeless. You know,
Right.
I could play that record today like it's brand new. Matter of fact, I think I might play that on the highway trip back. Real talk.
Very cool.
Real talk.
All right, so I've got 2 questions left from Mr. Roe, and the first one, earlier you were talking about, you know, being in that arena and in front of a big crowd, and for somebody that was used to, you know, performing in hole-in-the-wall bars or venues locally, that was a huge culture shock. So what I would like for you to do is maybe give some advice to the younger artists out there that might be stuck in the rut of only playing in those hole-in-the-walls. How does that younger artist get through that level to the next level?
You have to believe in you in spite of, first of all. It always starts with self. What I found is that this is a relationships business, but I found that it's a shark business. It's a no business, you know, because it's a relationship business that makes it a no business. Because if they don't know you, they're going to say no to you,
Right.
because they don't know you.
Right.
You know, and so you cannot be afraid, you know, to jump in that water with the sharks and swim. If you see that shark coming, all right, shark, bring it on. Bring it on. You know, I'm not afraid of you.
Yep.
I'm not afraid of a no. You know, hey, I might get bitten, but I promise you, shark, it's gonna be me and you today, and it's not gonna be me. I'm gonna come out here on top. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna come out on top. So you have to start by believing in you and understand it's a relationship business, which means the first barrier that you have to attack is yourself. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. And that is directly responsible for us being stagnant and not having forward progress.
Right.
You know, being our own worst enemy. And I learned that, and I had to stop getting in my own way with my music. I had to stop getting in my own way. I had to realize that regardless of how I may feel about somebody personally, it doesn't mean that I don't have to be careful about how I deal with them, because I may need them.
Yeah.
I may need them,
Right.
you know, or I may need someone that they know.
Right.
When you really get into
It's
this
so
business,
true,
you
man.
know,
Right.
you know, when you get into this business, you realize that it's really not as large of a circle as you think it is.
No.
It's a very small community.
It really isn't, and we're talking like worldwide.
Yeah.
Too. It's like, you know him?
Man,
How do you
worldwide.
know him?
Worldwide, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
travel
crazy,
a
man.
lot, man.
And that's in all genres.
All
too.
genres, man. I travel a lot, dude. You know?
And you mentioned sharks. One thing I would like to point out is they say sharks never sleep. So people say to me all the time, Boston, do you ever sleep? No, I'm a shark.
Right.
Love it, man.
The way I look at things is if I'm sleeping, then I'm not working.
Somebody else.
Something could be happening while I'm asleep, and if I wake up and something happened while I was asleep that I missed out on, man, I feel terrible.
Those, you know, those that are like kind
Yeah.
feel that way.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly the way that I feel.
Right.
I feel like when I'm sleeping, somebody else is working.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm up at 4 a.m. trying to make things happen when everybody else is chilling.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, last question, and this might be the hardest one for you to answer.
Okay.
Who is Mr. Roe?
Wow. You know, sometimes in the midst of everything that's going on, in the mix of what's going on, sometimes you have to slow down and ask yourself that question.
Mm-hmm.
You know? The everyday hustle and bustle on the path toward success in anything that you do. The simplest, the most minute thing could cause you to lose sight of self.
Yep.
Could cause you to lose sight of the brand that you're building, or why you're building the brand the way that you are, or why you even started out to start building the brand. You know?
Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely.
Mr. Roe, the acronym first, stands for Music is Sacred to All and Reaches Others Everywhere. Music ministers to people, regardless of the genre. It ministers to people.
Yep.
And people all over the world, when they're going through anything, can always turn to music. They put on a record. If they feel like, they're down in their luck or they're down in their faith, they put on a record to restore their faith. If they're down in a relationship, they put on a record to maybe get them through the boo-hoo crying moment or the hurt in the relationship. But then they put on that happy record when they're out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Roe is someone that understands all of those things, and that does the best that he can to make sure that he doesn't put himself before the mission.
That's nice, man.
Great
If
stuff.
Mr. Roe puts himself before the mission, then the music that is sacred to all wouldn't reach others everywhere.
Right.
You know?
Very cool. So that was Mr. Roe, RnB King of Shreveport. Guys, we're going to be right back with What the Heck.
Hey guys, we're Blacktop Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.
All right, so we are back. And as you guys know, if you're following along with the ETX Rock Show, we like to surprise our guests with a little game every time we have a guest on the show. And as you guys know, if you're following along, we do tell our guests, check out an episode or two so you know what we're about and what we like to do. And some of them will and some of them won't. We can always tell who does and who doesn't based on their reaction to, what do you mean there's a game? So we are going to play What the Heck with Mr. Roe. And the way this works is I'm just going to ask you 10 questions. Some of these are ridiculous, some of them are stupid, some of them might not make any sense. The idea is I want you to turn your filter off and I want you to give me the first thing that pops into your head. And this is all PG, so don't think we're going for
It's all good.
like cuss words or something like that. So it's all PG, if you can do it, if you can. If not, that's fine too. So this is going to be What the Heck with Mr. Roe. First one, okay, you are you're stranded on a deserted island. All right, now you have to pick one famous person. Doesn't matter if they're dead or alive, but you have to pick one famous person that's stranded there with you. Now this is for eternity. You're not getting off of this island ever. So this person's there with you forever. So first, pick me that famous person. And number two, what 3 items would you need to keep this person entertained?
Oh, man. Wow. Desert Island, 3 items to keep this person entertained. We're stuck for eternity. No way of getting off.
No way of getting off.
Sheesh. Well, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say, I'm kind of torn between 2 people.
Who are the 2?
I'm kind of torn. Kerry Hilson or 7th Streeter.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Kerry Hilson or 7th Streeter, man. I'm going to say that. The 3 things I need to keep them entertained. Gotta have a radio. Gotta have batteries for the radio. Gotta have batteries for the radio. And I'd say, probably, it sounds lame probably, but probably like a really good blade, because I'd have to hunt, fish, whatever, you know what I mean? We gotta eat. You know what I'm saying?
Two parts illogical, 1 part practical.
All right.
That was good.
Yeah.
I might want a blade.
Yeah, I gotta have that blade.
As long as I've got good music, I'm good.
Oh yeah.
All right, so personally speaking, I've never seen Donald Duck ever wearing pants, ever.
I don't think I have either.
So I'm pretty sure that Donald Duck has never worn pants. So if he doesn't wear pants, then why does he wrap himself in a towel when he gets out of the shower?
It's pretty strange when you ask me that.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty strange. Well, keeping it PG, right? You know, the water don't lay the hair down. You know, maybe some things that are otherwise unexposed, you know, become exposed after the shower. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, pretty interesting though.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, man. It doesn't get. There's not a purpose for him ever having to wrap himself in a towel. He doesn't wear pants.
He don't wear pants.
Doesn't make sense. All right, so number 3. If you were a worm, how long would you be? These are the driving questions that your fans want to know, Mr. Rowe.
If I was a worm, how long would I be? Wow. Sheesh. What type of thing does a worm have to think about? You know, because
looking for logic.
Yeah, I'm looking for logic, man. You know, because a worm, you know, if he's too long, he can't see somebody chopping his tail on the other end. You know what I mean? You know, but you know,
he's more huntable too if he's too long.
Yeah, he's more huntable. But if he's too short, I mean, nobody wants that worm. Like short worm, you're no good to anybody. I don't even want to use you to, you know,
you can't even be
fertilize my garden. You know,
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna say if I were a worm, you know, as far as the length, man, I'd want to be somewhere between. Not too short, not too long. just right, like
man,
you know?
It was vague all the way to the end.
Yeah, just somewhere.
All right, so number 4. How violently do you have to fight the urge to scream when you hear an ice cream truck coming down your street?
That is the one thing all my life. Look, man, an ice cream truck will make a grown man holler. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, even if you don't like ice cream.
You're stopping what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're stopping what you're doing.
Bells, yeah.
Stop what you're doing, man. The kid's gonna make you go. The missus gonna make you go. You gotta get that ice cream, bro.
Yep.
You gotta get that ice cream, man. I'm stopping whatever I'm doing.
So you don't fight the urge at all? You
No,
just
I don't
scream.
fight the urge.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's pretty hard to pass up an ice cream truck.
All right. Number 5. Someone gives you an elephant. All right, just randomly gives you an elephant.
Okay.
Now, you're not allowed to sell the elephant. You're not allowed to give the elephant away. So what do you do with the elephant?
Hey, man. Let me tell you something, man. But the elephant, a conversation piece, man. Hey, man, I'm telling you now.
You put him in a room?
No, I'm gonna do I'm not putting in a room. We going outside. I'm gonna do the most ratchet thing to my elephant. I'm putting a piece of chain on him, put some earrings on him, I'll get on back his neck. I'm gonna ride him down the block, man.
Next Mista Roe music
I'll
video,
ride him down the
right
block.
there.
Yeah, man. You might have sparked something just then. You might have sparked something.
Dude, if I ever see an elephant with pierced ears on one of your music videos, I better get some kind of credit.
Real
I'm
talk,
telling you
real
right
talk.
now. I'll be like, look at that pierced
Real talk.
ear elephant.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was my idea. I got it on film.
Oh yeah.
All right. Number 6. Why isn't cereal considered soup?
Wow.
It doesn't make
Where'd you
sense.
get this stuff at, man?
It's watery like soup. The cereal gets soggy like the vegetables in soup. I don't know. Maybe I should Google soup.
You know what I think, personally? It just hit me. You know why it's not considered soup?
Talk to me.
Because they can't fit it on the soup aisle. What would they do with the cereal aisle then?
Okay, that makes sense.
They've already got soup on the soup aisle.
It
There's
makes
no
sense.
room for the cereal
Yeah,
there.
soup's only like this big.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's cans. This
It's
is
cans.
boxes.
It's cans.
So they have to be on separate aisles. So they have to have different names.
I'm gonna have to Google soup though. Still.
Yeah.
I can't give you full credit.
Like the
Partial
definition.
credit.
The definition of soup is going to be the deal breaker here.
Yeah, because if it says hot, that takes cereal right out of the conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that means
Well, there's hot cereal too, though.
that's hot cereal. Wow.
And there's cold soup.
And there's
And
cold,
there's cold
soup.
soup.
That's right, especially
Wow.
in this house. All right. Number 7.
I love it.
Mr. Rowe, why do you think the chicken crossed the road?
Man, I think the chicken crossed the road. Hey, man. I'll tell you something, man.
He's got
Don't
nothing.
eggs come out of a chicken's butt?
They come out of a chicken something, yes.
Out of something.
Yeah.
But it's definitely in the lower half, the love below.
I would say the lower half.
Yes, it's somewhere around the love
Otherwise,
below.
they're doing it wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, they don't come, you know. Yeah, never mind. I've never seen an egg, you know, come from anywhere other than the love below.
Wait.
Yeah.
What channel are you watching?
Oh man, you see some pretty weird things on National Geographic and the Hunting Channel, man. You see some pretty weird things, you know. But you know,
like,
man.
Typically, this happens the correct way, but we are near a nuclear power plant, so the eggs do not know.
Yeah, man. You know, but chickens. Chickens in a coop, man. It's got to be like the worst thing in life ever to be in a coop.
Is this your politician answer? Because I asked you why they crossed the road.
It's got to be worse thing
It has
ever.
nothing to do with eggs or coops.
He wanted to get the hell out of there, man. Right off the road. You know what I'm saying? And he was tired of that life. You know, turn over a new leaf, you know.
All right, number 8.
Yeah.
What is better? Is it better to be born good, or is it better to overcome your evil nature through great effort?
Overcome your evil nature with great effort. Yeah. You know, those hard times, you know, I wouldn't trade them for the world, you know. Even some of the wrong things I've done, you know, sometimes you wish you wouldn't have done them, but learning experience.
Right.
You know why you don't do the things you do, you know?
Yep,
Straight
absolutely. All right, number 9. All right. I don't know how deep I want to go, man.
Come on with it.
All right, number 9. If evolution is true, then how in the world did the sloth make the cut?
Wow.
I mean, wouldn't the sloth be like irrefutable evidence that evolution is BS?
That's pretty deep, man.
I'm just saying. Because to me, the only purpose of a sloth is to give a certain kind of algae a home.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to reintroduce to you Boston Chris. I'd like to reintroduce on his show.
That's right.
You know, man, evolution is dope. That Bible dope too.
Yeah.
You know, but that sloth, man, is, you know, he's still here today. You know, and
How?
that's a pretty amazing looking creature there, man. You know,
They're awesome, but
yeah,
they're not a huge proponent for evolution seekers.
They're not. It don't fit.
No, it doesn't.
Don't fit.
You know, like the platypus, that doesn't make any sense.
It don't
like,
fit.
You know, we had 19 animals all evolve into this, and we're gonna stick it in Australia. I don't know, man. To me, all of that stuff just, you know, strengthens my position in faith.
That's dope, man.
You know, last one, number 10, the most important question of this entire episode.
Yeah.
I promise you. If 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea, does that mean the 5th person enjoys it?
Man, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I hope he needs the same thing the other 4 ate.
I didn't say all 5 ate the same thing. This is
okay.
not like a Taco Bell commercial.
Okay, I was about to say, because then it was inevitable. Then you can get it.
Right.
I'm telling you now. You know, the Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
Personally, I've never met anybody that enjoys diarrhea.
It's pretty hard, man.
But I mean, if 4 out of 5 people suffer from it, then that means 1 out of 5 enjoys it.
Either he enjoys it, or he's a very lucky guy.
Yeah, probably a little of both.
Probably a little bit of both.
You know, it's like those old commercials where they, you know, the Colgate commercial where they say 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Colgate.
Yeah, because you know, a lot of people say, and I've been told this. You know, I've been told, don't say the word luck. You're blessed.
Yeah.
I just don't think that applies to this situation.
No, I don't either.
You know, God has nothing to do with that part. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's like
because this is like saying, that it was in His divine will to make the other 4 have diarrhea. And I think God will put us through that. You know,
we'll put out little Snapchat stories on it.
You know.
But yeah, it's like those old commercials, like 4 out of 5 dentists recommend you use Colgate.
Right.
And I look at that and I'm thinking about the other dentist being the smart one here.
Wow.
Because if he's the one saying, no, man, I don't want you to brush, that's the smart dentist. Because now he wants these people not to brush their teeth, so he will have more business.
That's right. Yeah, more clients.
These other 4 dentists are idiots. Please brush your teeth. I want to go poor.
That's dope. Wow.
Made no sense.
Wow.
So you heard it here first. The one dentist that tells you not to brush is the genius. That is What the Heck with Mista Roe. That was fun. Thanks for being a good sport, man. Yeah, it's always a fun game.
Oh, yeah.
I have 30 of these things. I never know what I'm going to ask. But, yeah. He definitely does not enjoy diarrhea.
No.
So, again, that was Mista Roe. What the Heck? Episode 199. And we're actually going to play another video here. So tell us a bit about this one coming up.
You know, Exalt talked about it, man. You know, I was going to drop a different one at first. But since Exalt the co-host today, man, and he talked a lot about that video, we were going to drop Tension on him.
Okay.
You know, Tension was a good video. We had a lot of fun shooting that. We shot that in Shreveport. We shot it downtown under the bridge, you know, and they put a red dot on the city. Put a red dot on the city, man. You know, so, yeah, we're going to drop Tension, man.
All right, very cool. So you guys check this out. This is Tension by Mista Roe, the RnB King of Shreveport.
I don't want no tension between us. Tension between us. Don't want no tension between us. Tension between us. Don't want no tension with us. Tension between us. Don't want no tension between us. We don't need that. 'Cause I love ya. Sometimes I be looking for shelter when it get cold. Warm hearts makes it easy to love when you feel like you're frozen. Shoots and ladders, helicopters and airplanes. A little change of scenery, maybe that's all that we need to get back to us. I don't want no tension between us. No, I don't. Tension between us. No, I don't want no tension between us. No. Tension between. I don't want no tension. Don't want no tension with us. Tension between us. Don't want no tension between us. We don't need that. I love ya. There's always a little sunshine after the rain, but you gotta hold on. How do you know what joy is without a little pain? No. Maybe it's perfect, maybe it won't be. It doesn't matter long as we keep on trying. Maybe this is what love is. I think this is what love is. I don't want no tension between us. Tension between us. Said I don't want no tension between us. No, I don't want no tension between us. Between us. Don't want no tension with us. Tension between us. I don't want no tension between us. We don't need that. We don't need that. No tension between. We don't need that. And girl, we don't need that. We don't need that. Please believe that. Girl, believe that. I don't want no tension between us, baby. Tension between us. No tension between us. No. Tension between us. Don't want no tension with us. Tension between us. Don't want no tension between us. We don't need that. 'Cause I love ya.
All right, so that was Tension by Mista Roe. First, I want to thank you, man, for coming on the show. Thanks for letting us play the videos and
Right on.
We always like to have music on the show. It gives folks out there some perspective on who we're talking to. And definitely want to thank you for coming all the way over from out of state, from Shreveport, to visit with us. Now, for people out there who may be hearing about you for the first time, where would you send them to follow along with what you're doing?
Everywhere. My social media handle is at Mista Roe Music. That's MistaRoe Music. Mista Roe Music. And you can visit www.mistaroe.com. Y'all just hit me up. Love to hear from you. Straight up.
And so if they went to your webpage, they would get all your social media, any upcoming tour dates.
Right on. You know, oh man, the team is getting on me. I suck at updating and being sure that we update the site.
Took us almost a month to get his question.
Oh man, I suck at being sure that I suck, man, at being sure we get the site updated. But some good things are in the works. You know, bringing a booking agent on board is going to take care of all of that.
You have some other projects coming up.
A lot of stuff coming up.
In acting, right?
Yeah, man. You know, we working on. I got picked up for a second TV series called Waters Rising, and as a matter of fact, 1 week from yesterday, so it's next Saturday in Dallas on the 4th. I have a casting call for a new TV series. You know that I'm actually reading for the main part in that one. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Well, good luck on that, and congratulations on everything that's happening for you. This guy right here is proof positive that work ethic and hard work is, and the Lord's love, obviously, that's the recipe to get you from point A to point B. Point B being where you want to always be, I think.
Absolutely.
To me, hard work is, it's just needed. I mean, you can't expect to do anything without it. If you're one of those people out there that thinks that you can just wake up, be talented, and expect to be discovered, forget it. You're not going anywhere, ever.
Wrong business.
Whether you're talented or not, you still have to work for it. I definitely want to thank my buddy Andre, Exalt, the Christian rapper, for joining us again. And we're going to do this more often with Exalt, man. You did a great job.
Thanks, man.
And I'm extremely blessed to call you a friend and your beautiful wife as well. It's just a blessing to know them, and I hope you guys will follow along with what Exalt is doing as well. Exalt has the Worship for the King tour going on, about to go to Illinois and spread the message up there. And of course, he's also affiliated with the CMA of Texas as well, the Christian Motorcycle Association. So I definitely want to shout out for him. All right, so make sure you're following along with Mista Roe. The website is mistaroe.com. It's MistaRoe.com. That's the best place to find his social media, his tour information, any shows that he's doing on TV, which is awesome stuff. If you want to book him for TV or for a venue, live music, make sure you can do that there as well. I believe you have a contact link there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's mistaroe.com. He's on Facebook and Instagram and all of that stuff as well, so make sure you're checking him out. Now, if you're tuning into the ETX Rock Show for the first time, we definitely, first of all, want to thank you for your support. We'd love for you to follow along with us as well. We're located on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're located at ETX Rocks. Wherever you're listening or watching, please smash that like button and subscribe or follow wherever you are. We're super blessed to be on over 20 platforms now, from podcasts to YouTube to all kinds of different stuff. So we definitely want to thank all of those folks for picking us up also. If you want to donate financially to the ETX Rock Show, we could definitely use your help in upgrading equipment, maybe getting out of my living room someday. I'm hoping to hold on to my firstborn. You know, with inflation and all that, the price is going down on firstborn. So hopefully you guys will be interested in sending us a donation, big or small. You can do that at www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And that link is also in the description below. So just click that link. You'll see a picture of me with Darren Morris and Katie Lynn under the name Christopher Barnes. That is me. I know I have a real name. As we always say on this show, we definitely want to thank you guys out there for supporting live music of all genres, all styles, and don't you ever forget,
ETX rocks.
That's right.
Howdy, folks. This is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake.
And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes.
Monty Pittman. This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwan.
Ho! Hey, folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey, guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX Rocks show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey guys, we're Blacktop Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.